Welcome back, everyone. If you're preparing for the CompTIA Tech Plus exam, you already know that the best way to learn is by practicing. This certification will test your knowledge of hardware, software, networking basics, troubleshooting, and IT operations. And the fastest way to master it is through repetition. So in this video, we're going to go through another set of Tech Plus practice questions using Skilltestpro, right up here, giving you a hands-on experience so that you can feel confident on exam day. Let's get started. First question. A user wants to download music from a computer to a smartphone. Which of the following cables should the user use to transfer the files? USB-C, VGA, Thunderbolt, NFC, or HDMI? The correct answer is USB-C. Next question. Which of the following describes a printer? Processing, output, storage, or input? The correct answer is output. Given the following data sequence, 1, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which of the following data types are these values an example of? Float, ASCII, string, number, or Boolean? The correct answer, string. And I meant to say string, but my computer moved here. All right, sorry about that. Next question. Which of the following is used to represent a device's physical address? Hexadecimal, number, octal, decimal, and binary? The correct answer is hexadecimal. Next question. A systems administrator requires access to a user's laptop over a VPN for troubleshooting. Which of the following software types should the systems administrator use? Collaboration, productivity, remote assistance, web browsing, or remote collaboration? The correct answer is remote assistance. Next question. Which of the following actions would help a user validate a website certificate on a browser? Clicking the lock symbol next to the URL, clearing the cookies and cache, enabling a pop-up blocker, deleting the browser history, or viewing the page code? The correct answer is clicking on the lock symbol next to the URL. Next question. A manager wants to provide information to employees during a company meeting. Which of the following types of software is the best solution? Presentation, word processing, visual diagramming, PDF, or conferencing? Hope you said presentation because that's the correct answer. Next question. A user needs to securely access a remote network from home. Which of the following should the user utilize for secure remote access? LAN, PAN, FTP, VPN, or DNS? The correct answer is VPN. Next question. Which of the following represents the value of 9 with ones and zeros? Octal, decimal, binary, hexadecimal, and null? The correct answer is binary. Next question. A user wants to graphically depict the steps of a process. Which of the following types of software should the user utilize? Spreadsheet, PowerPoint, word processing, presentation, or diagramming? If you said diagramming, you're right. Next question. A user is writing code to calculate the amount of pay for each worker at a company. The pay rate is the same for all workers. The code will use the formula amount_of_pay equals number_of_hours star pay_rate. Which of the following should be used in the code to represent pay_rate? Object, constant, function, array, or Boolean? The correct answer is constant. Let's keep going. You guys are doing great so far. Next question. Which of the following is used to securely transfer files over the internet? Is it compression, permissions, encryption, or email? The correct answer is encryption. All right, next question. Which of the following is a touch screen used for? Storage, output, networking, processing, or logging? Yes, output. A touch screen functions as both an input device, accepting user touch commands, and an output device, displaying images and information. All right, question 34. Which of the following makes a file readable only by select users who possess a key? Hidden folders, file permissions, compression, PDF, or encryption? The correct answer is encryption. Encryption makes a file readable only by users who have the decryption key, protecting data confidentiality. Question 35. A database administrator creates a new database and assigns the primary key. Which of the following database types has the administrator created? Document, key value, relational, non-structured, or hybrid? The correct answer is relational. A relational database uses primary keys to uniquely identify records and establish relationships between tables. Next question. A user moves to a new desk that is located next to the kitchen. Now, the user can no longer log into the wireless network. Which of the following is causing this issue? Speed considerations, interference factors, older standards, access control, or internet speed? The correct answer is interference factors. The proximity to the kitchen likely introduces interference from appliances like microwaves that disrupt the wireless signal, preventing the user from logging in. For the other options, speed considerations affect throughput, older standards relate to compatibility, and access control manages permissions, but it wouldn't be location dependent. All right, 37. Which of the following units of measurement is used when describing a gaming monitor? GPU, RAM, TB, GB, or MHz? The correct answer, MHz, or megahertz. MHz, again, megahertz, is used to describe the refresh rate or frequency of a gaming monitor, indicating how many times per second the screen updates. Other options, GPU is a graphics processor, RAM is memory, and TB and GB, which is terabyte and gigabyte, measures storage capacity. All right, next question. Which of the following is most likely the fastest residential internet option? Satellite, cable, DSL, fiber optic, or G5? Correct answer is fiber optic. Fiber optic internet provides the fastest speeds for residential use due to its high bandwidth and low latency, surpassing satellite, cable, and DSL options. All right, just a couple more. Which of the following represents the largest unit of storage? 20 terabytes, 200 megabytes, 2,000 gigabytes, or 2,000 kilobytes? So the correct answer to all of this is actually going to be, even though it says it's 2,000 gigabytes, the correct answer is actually 20 terabytes. Units ranking from largest to smallest, you'll see it here. 1 terabyte equals 1,000 gigabytes. 20 terabytes thus equals 20,000 gigabytes, which means that 2,000 gigabytes is smaller than 20 terabytes. And 200 megabytes and 2,000 kilobytes are much smaller units. So again, which of the following represents the largest unit of storage? It is not 2,000 gigabytes, it's 20 terabytes at the top. All right, one more. Sorry about that, everybody. Last question. Which of the following is reset when a workstation is turned off? BIOS, SSD, NIC, RAM, or CPU? The correct answer, RAM. RAM, or random access memory, is volatile memory, meaning that it loses all stored data when power is turned off. BIOS, SSD, NIC, and CPU retain their configurations or function independently of power state. And that is the end of another round of Tech Plus practice questions complete. Great job bearing with me on a couple of these as well as working through them. Remember, everybody, the more questions you tackle, the sharper you're going to be. Aim for hundreds of practice questions before the real exam to make sure that you're fully prepared. I've added the link to Skilltestpro in the description and in the pinned comments so that you can access their full question bank and keep practicing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.